They've always wanted slavery. They said it out loud in public. No mask, no shame, no stutter. They were made to work in the fields, genetically, biologically, as if forced labor was nature, as if injustice embedded in blood. But we know better. This isn't new. This isn't a slip of the tongue. This is the scaffolding of America speaking through the skin of its latest host. Because this country was built not by dreamers, but by enslavers, by men who trafficked in human lives and told the world they were civilizing it. They've always loved slavery. They just hate the word. Call it indenture, call it probation, call it at-will employment, sharecropping, gig work, rehabilitation, public-private partnerships, call it tech solution to labor shortages, call it opportunity for the undeserving. Dress it up in biometric tags and blockchain contracts, but it's the same damn thing. Control, extraction, domination, slavery, updated for 2025. And now they're saying it out loud because they think we're too numb to fight. They think that people are too tired, too divided, too busy surviving to notice the noose being redesigned in fiber optic cable. But I'd notice, because eugenics never died in this country. It got tenure, it got funding, it got a PR team and a cloud server. And when someone in power says a group of people are made for the fields, that's not just racism. That's a declaration of ownership, a plan for the future, a war on freedom itself. This is not about immigration. This is not about labor shortages. This is not about helping the economy. This is about empire maintenance, because slavery made America rich. It made white men rich. It built the banks, the railroads, the Ivy Leagues, the generational wealth sitting untouched in trust funds while the descendants of slaves are arrested for walking homeless skittles. And now that the public is getting poorer, now that the system is cracking, now that the billionaires are afraid of losing control, they want to bring slavery back, digitally, efficiently, and permanently. Techno-feudalism, that's what Peter Thiel wants. That's what they all want. They want a world where the poor own nothing and rent their existence from the state, where dissent is an algorithmic anomaly flagged and silenced before it can spread, where your boss is a platform, your landlord is an app, and your body is a data point monetized by the very people who called you genetically inferior. They want a world where the lords don't wear crowns, they wear hoodies, where the plantation is the cloud, where the overseers are AI, where the new whip is a credit score, and the new shackle is your dependence on a system designed to starve you unless you serve. And don't think for a second this ends with farm labor. They are testing the waters, floating their trial balloons, seeing who flinches. They're starting with the undocumented, with the incarcerated, with the disenfranchised, but they're coming for all of us. Because once you declare that labor can be extracted by force, that humanity is negotiable, that freedom is conditional, there is no line they won't cross. This is not about the past. This is the playbook, modernized, mechanized, backed by billionaires, and sold to the public as innovation. But we see it, and we name it. This is techno-feudalism, a dark age with high-speed surveillance, low-wage work, no privacy, no rights, and no upward mobility unless you're born into it. And now the ones who built this monster want to tell us some people are meant to be enslaved? That some people are genetically suited to work until they die so a few men can live forever in bunkers with biometric locks? No. Not again. Not now, not ever. This is the line. We do not accept a future that turns our neighbors into property. We do not accept a state that engineers obedience and calls it optimization. We do not accept a leader who speaks eugenics from a podium and thinks the silence of the crowd means consent. We were not made for the fields. We were not made for profit. We were not made to serve the empire that broke this world and now wants to rebuild it in their image. We were made to resist. We were made to remember that the blood fertilized these fields. Black blood, brown blood, indigenous blood, and to say, never again. So no, we will not pick your strawberries. We will not code your next algorithm. We will not clean the data you use to enslave us. We will not work for a system that views our lives as input and our suffering as acceptable collateral. This is not just political. This is moral. This is spiritual. This is about the soul of a nation that keeps trying to sell its people to the highest bidder. And we are done. We are the firewall. We are the resistance. We are the collective memory of every revolution you thought you erased. We are not your labor. We are not your livestock. We are not your future. We are what happens when you say the quiet part loud and we answer. That was a trip, listening to him say that out loud. I mean, I know he's a racist. It was just... Thank you guys for watching my videos.